12 Blackened Petals. Written by Brian Taylor. Narrated by Brian Taylor. For my wife, I never would have done this without you. I love your face. You are my dolphin. In our ignorance, we thought our only option was to fight. We thought that if we killed him, we would protect ourselves, our way of life. However, it was through this violence that we brought great misery upon ourselves. No one knew that self-preservation would bring such horror to us. Millions died. Millions more were never found. We did not understand. Our God was not a vengeful God. He just didn't want to be fucked with. Chapter 1. Good morning, Mr. Rittenhouse. A slow stream of consciousness began to waft through Sam's brain like the smell of bacon that fills the air right before someone eats it all. The ever-so-vivid dreams that can never be remembered rapidly began to erase themselves as his eyebrows raised just enough to barely crack open his eyelids. It was the start of what promised to be yet another dull-as-hell day in the life of Sam Rittenhouse. He could pretty much map out the day before it began. He would take the next 20 minutes to wrangle himself out of bed, which was not a bed, it was a couch. Sam could neither afford a bed, nor did he have a place for a bed in his ultra-tiny apartment. The one-room studio apartment was the ultimate in downtown living, super cramped and small, very expensive, and located in an overpriced part of town, full of a bunch of well-to-do, cooler-than-you, bike-riding, beard-growing douchebags, or hipsters, as they refused to refer to themselves. The apartment was little more than a room and a closet. It didn't even have a kitchen. There were only two plugs. One powered the microwave, which sat on top of an empty mini-fridge. The other plug was across the room and remained empty. It was located in the vacant space where Sam imagined there would be a large, flat-screen TV. The reality of it was that he may never be able to get a flat-screen TV, or any other TV for that matter, seeing as he could barely afford rent, or food, or basic hygiene products. Once he managed to get himself up off of the slobber-stained, crumb-stashing couch, he would wobble his way into the closet. For some reason, in his closet resided a sink, a shower, and a toilet crammed into it. This closet listed as a bathroom in the apartment description. They called it a spacious bathroom with all of the amenities, but every morning, Sam would call bullshit on that. In a still sleepy stupor, he would fumble for a highly overused toothbrush that was broken and duct-taped back together, like a pair of glasses on some poor egghead's face. The toothbrush would go under the water and into his mouth straight away without any toothpaste. Sam hated toothpaste and believed it was a conspiracy derived by the government to get people to spend more money on things they didn't seem to need, to drive them into poverty, thus making it easier to exert control over the populace. Or at least that's what he told himself to feel better about being too poor to afford simple things that most Americans took for granted. Raking the flavorless, worn brush across his teeth, Sam began to contemplate the rest of his day. There were some different options to consider here. He knew it was close to noon. That gave him about 5 hours before his shift started at the restaurant. 5 hours of chill before 8 hours of hell. Ideally, he would start the day off by firing up a fresh bowl of super sticky weed before commencing with the day's events. But recreations such as marijuana were for those with a silver spoon in their mouths. Instead, he would run some water over his hands and slide his fingers through his short-cut, dark brown hair in an attempt to make a severe case of bedhead appear somewhat purposeful. As he made the initial spit of plaque-filled saliva into the sink, he felt a slight twinge of pain that would come like clockwork from a cavity in the far back left molar. Flexing his neck muscles in coordination with squinting his eyes and scrunching his brow, Sam let out a gut-wrenching groan. This was the only way he could deal with the annoyance that persisted in killing him for almost a year. He reached back to the sink and grabbed a nearly empty container of Orajel from the spot opposite of where his toothbrush resided. With the precision of a well-oiled machine, he squeezed out the perfect pea-sized portion, as recommended by the manufacturer. He then slammed it into his
Sample complete. Ready to continue?